My wife and I have raised over $60 million for our business, so the idea of Alex Hormozi making $100 million is crazy to me. So I dissected his systems and will compare how much of it's synthesized with my real estate investing business. Here's my results so far and how I got here from being young, lost, and broke to owning over 150 properties, and how to apply business and financial advice from gurus from just a regular guy who's been in the business for over 13 years. Besides the fact that I look like a young Saul Goodman, the reality is it's never been a better time to invest in real estate, even with these high interest rates and everybody terrified of a recession. Real estate has been around for thousands of years, it's brick and mortar, and AI isn't gonna take over. Not yet anyway. It's open to anyone who has willpower and grit, and it doesn't really need a lot of money or any money at all to get started. I've spent $0 on all of the flips I've done, and I'm gonna show you exactly how to do it as well. Nobody in my family ever talked about real estate. Nobody talked about real estate investing. Nobody talked about investing. Nobody talked about money. In fact, talking about money was kind of taboo because we really didn't have a lot of money, pretty broke, and that was just not an option.
You're right the first time, I don't want to talk about it.
Being around money was just something I never ever had as a kid. I didn't really have any rich uncles, rich grandparents, rich cousins, whatever. Somebody to tell me about investing, how money works, or even if they were, I had no idea what to look for because nobody talked about money in my family. So pretty quickly into my apprenticeship, I knew that I was gonna be an entrepreneur. I was just super motivated. I liked the idea of doing things on my own. Dude, I'm only doing this hard work because I'm gonna go on my own very soon.
My main goal is to blow up and then act like I don't know nobody.
Which is exactly what I did. About 3 to 4 years later, when I was done my apprenticeship at age 22, I started my own business renovating properties strictly for real estate investors. And it was during this business of mine that I got surrounded with real estate investors working for them and them telling me, Matt, you know how to renovate properties, you know about real estate investing, I know you know a lot of the theory. Dude, you should be a real estate agent because all my realtors here know nothing about cash flow. If you were a realtor, it would be a crazy combination.
Stacking talents and skill acquisition is the single greatest investment that you can make. Let's say we take Jay-Z, but he's a billion, super up there. But why is that, right? In the beginning, he was a musician. Second was he learned how to play beats. Third, he learned how to rap. Fourth, he learned how to promote himself. Once he learned how to promote himself and make music as a musician, he then learned the skill of creating a label. And then he learned how to promote other people. And so those talents, when stacked together, became disproportionate in terms of how much revenue can be created. It's like the skeleton for what's happening on the inside.
The more I thought about it, don't want to be a carpenter, swinging a hammer, breaking my back. I kind of always knew I would get out of being a carpenter someday. Why not make it sooner? So I started my real estate agent courses. I tripled down. I smacked them all out in like 4 months, back to back. I quit the renovations for those couple months and just got this course done. Now, once I got my license, I again only specialize with real estate investors. This is what's really separated me from all of the other realtors in town. So I just made content after content, shooting videos, shooting this, writing blogs, doing that, trying to do anything I can do to separate myself online between all of the other realtors because I didn't have a budget like they did to put my face on a bus or a bench or to do flyers. I had no money, dude. This was back in 2012 even.
I think it's much smarter for you to talk to the world about your process of going through this than the advice that you think you should be giving them.
I made videos after videos with the full intent to attract clients for my real estate agent business, which is exactly what it did. But what it also did unknowingly was attract partners. So many people were watching my videos that were only dedicated to real estate investing in my local area of Kitchener-Waterloo. That's what all my videos were about. And people were like, why don't I just partner with you? So this happened like 1, 2, 3 times. I was like, what the hell is going on? I'm getting all this money literally thrown at me. I'm like 22, 23 years old, making all these videos. Everybody wants to invest with me. And that's when I realized the power of social media is absolutely fucking crazy. I'm gonna double down, triple down, quadruple down. I just dove headfirst into making videos after videos. So much money came my way, and that's when I knew I'm onto something. That's how I've raised over $60 million, believe it or not, across my channel, on Instagram. I talk about it everywhere because it's it's so powerful, and it is so powerful, in fact, that I made a course called Unlimited Cash, which you can get below, by the way, where I teach you exactly my social media strategy on how to attract these partners and build your real estate investing business. The future is uncertain.
You're too broke to buy this house.
Except for real estate. It doesn't really matter, especially if you're buying long-term real estate. Now, we want to always be buying smart, buying in the right areas that have good GDP growth, job growth, all those fundamentals that I always talk about. But if you're buying properties with at least a 5-year game plan in mind, we know for an absolute fact these mortgage rates are coming down in the next 6 to 12 months from the time of filming this video. So we know where the future is going for real estate, which is higher prices. Why? Housing is no joke, bro. Everybody needs a house, but to go up. And what do you honestly think is gonna happen when these rates do come down? And they will come down. The government has to. They can't keep rates this high for too much longer because they owe so much friggin' debt on their money. The longer these rates stay higher, the more expensive their debt servicing is. So this is only a play to cool inflation, which it is working. Inflation is coming down. We know where it's headed. Eventually, their hand is gonna play out and they're gonna need to lower rates. And when that happens, real estate will be more affordable on a monthly payment basis, which is all that buyers care about. Buyers don't really care about what the price of the property is. Obviously, they wanna try and get the best deal they can, but what they really freaking care about is the price of the home per month that it's gonna cost them. And when that price comes down, the floodgates are gonna open like crazy. People are gonna be rushing back to real estate, and up and up and up the prices go. That's just the basics of economics 101, the basics of supply and demand, and the basics of real estate.
Jesus Christ. That's Jason Bourne.
So in the short term, we can have some turmoil. So if you're flipping or doing any quick real estate investing strategy, you want to be super careful and leave that to the veteran investors only, probably. And for now, just keep buying that quality real estate, renting it out, holding. That's where I made all of my wealth, and that's where you will also make a lot of wealth.
So do you need a mentor?
You should shadow a mentor and work for free. Now, shadowing someone who's actually investing in real estate and killing it is gonna be amazing for you. You're gonna learn so much faster.
How'd you meet Ty Lopez?
I actually got an email from Ty's team, something like that. I was on his email list. He sent me an email about a private mastermind in New York City. I was kind of big on social media, but not that big yet. I went outside to the hallway and you see this big dude guarding the bathroom. I'm like, who's in the bathroom? I'm like, duh, Ty Lopez. I wait for him to finish, comes out, and I'm like, hey, Ty, I just wanna say thank you. He was like, thank you for what? And I'm like, I'm doing like 100K a month right now, drop shipping, and I'm 18 years old.
Show me.
He's like, show me. I didn't pull out a screenshot, I pulled out my Shopify real
saw
live
it on
results.
IG.
He's like, what? Within 30 seconds, his entire media team was surrounding me, cameras, you name it. Just reloaded, refreshed my Shopify results, and he posted it on his Snapchat, he posted it on his Instagram. I remember driving back from New York City to Long Island. My phone was, I almost crashed. I was like, oh my God, this is so scary. My phone was buzzing.
Jeez.
And I ended up getting thousands of followers that day, hundreds and hundreds of DMs.
Because there's only so much you can read, only so many videos you can watch, which, by the way, thank you for watching these videos. But eventually, you're gonna have to take action and friggin' do something. And the best way to do that is to just work closely with someone, and most likely for free. Now I know what you're saying, Matt.
Nobody should work for free, dude. This is a fair country. You gotta pay your people fair.
Hear me out. If you work for a real estate investor who's killing it, maybe like me, for a couple months, for example, that might cost you, I don't know, $2 grand, $3 grand, $4 grand, $6 grand, whatever your living costs are, but you're gonna get one fucking hell of an education rather than going to some shitty university for some liberal arts degree, or any degree really, that's gonna cost you tens of thousands of dollars. And what are you gonna learn out of it? Honestly, that you're gonna use in your real life? Probably fucking nothing. So work with someone who's done it, who is doing it, and can teach you the real ins and outs and just get you motivated, get you hyped so you can see the transformation happen in real time and you can kill it with investing. So one of the things you want to do in your early 20s and ideally even late teens is build your credit, getting yourself ready for when you actually start investing in real estate.
Credit.
get a credit card as soon as you can. And like I always say, put everything on it and pay it off every 2 weeks. Every time you go to the store and you buy groceries, credit card. Every time you fill up your gas, credit card. Every time you buy a $2 fucking ice cream, credit card. Now, swiping your credit card for a $2 item doesn't seem too weird nowadays, but dude, I was doing that shit back in 2012 when the cashier was like, really? A credit card? And I was like, I'm building my credit, bitch. Man or woman, they were getting called a bitch.
All right, give me the money!
Will that be from your savings or your checking account, sir?
Oh.
Next.
Now, this is something that people in their early 20s don't really think about. Maybe a little more so now that finance is becoming a little cooler. But back in my day, nobody cared about finance. It was all about going to the club, getting drunk, doing fun shit. I was working, swiping my credit card, paying that shit off, and reading real estate books like a noid. Which is hilarious because in high school, I was a skater kid, fucking hated school, punk rock in a band. I didn't give a shit about school. But after high school, I was reading books like a nerd. So build your credit and get ready to buy real estate. Start small. Now, I like the idea of swinging for the fences right out of the gate, but the reality is you're most likely going to get successful if you start off with smaller type investments.
Opportunity vehicles is the single most important concept that you will probably ever have to grasp to monetize your skills and ultimately the value that you provide to the marketplace. Market times deliverable, all right? You want to find somebody who's really easy to find, you want a growing marketplace, you want them to have money, and then you want them to be in pain, all right? So that you have something that you can solve.
Okay, so for me, example, I started with single family investing. That's all I did when I started at the age of 18 and when I started buying at age 22. I don't want to hear about multifamily. I don't want to hear about student rentals. All I cared and focused on was single family properties. My friends, my realtors, people at conferences would be like,
Matt, check out this deal in Guelph,
which is 20 minutes away.
It's a multifamily deal. What do you think of this one?
I don't care, dude. Single family.
What about this Toronto flip?
I don't care, dude. All I do is single family rentals. And this focus really allowed me to just become an expert in something, which is super important, and build my brand as the single family guy. That's how it all started for me. No, not family guy. Single family guy.
Do you need to have a real estate license to invest in real estate?
You don't need your real estate license. So a common misconception is that if you're a real estate investor, it might be a great idea to get your real estate license. Now for me, I have my real estate license and I do use it on a daily basis, but I wouldn't have gotten it unless I wanted to become a realtor in the first place. So I always tell people, if you really want to become a realtor, if you like the idea of showing people houses and getting paid commissions kind of as your full-time job, then go ahead, get your real estate license. It will certainly help you as a real estate investor. However, you absolutely don't need it because it's just getting in the way of your time and your efforts, where you should just focus on being an investor. And the reality is, having your realtor license costs a lot of money, even if you don't use it. Just me having my license cost me roughly about $300 to $400 a month in dues. If you're not selling anything, they're taking that money out of your account no matter what. So only get your license if you truly like the idea of being a realtor. Learning, building your skills, becoming an expert. This is what's really gonna get you ahead in life. And this early work is really what's gonna set up your entire future. I know so many people around me who did the whole partying thing, kind of blew their whole 20s away, working some shit job, but just working for the weekend and partying, while I reading. But I'm now able to retire 5 times over. I'm 34 years old. I could have retired, I don't know, 5-6 years ago if I wanted to. By the time you're 25, 26, 27, you're probably in a long-term relationship. You're probably not living in mom's basement because that's not cool anymore. So which means you're probably paying rent or some expensive mortgage for your current income. And now you're in the fucking middle class trap. Research the market every single day. I want you to know what's going on around the world, what's going on in politics, what's going on in the economy, what's going on in the stock market. Once you understand how the world actually turns, you're setting yourself up for greatness. Anyway, guys, that's the video. Hit up the links in the description. I got all the courses, everything you need to kick some fucking ass.